Hello and welcome to MCSC 9320 PUBcast. How are we, folks?
Not too bad.
I was doing that anthem.
No, I've deliberately put the Poznan there because note one here. The players are actually saying they want the fans to start off in a positive atmosphere on Saturday. Listen, excuse me, I'm not a fan of UEFA, the same as yous are not. But listen, it's time to put the booing to bed, in my humble opinion now. So listen, if we can't cheer and clap it, I'm not a fan of the Poznan either. But let's do the Poznan to it. Yeah. Agreed, Anne-Marie?
Yeah, agreed.
Gundogan wants the same response as Wembley. He doesn't want the booing, so
yeah. So listen, we did it at Wembley and scored after 12 seconds. So listen, why not? So yeah, do you think we'll start off with a couple of things before we get onto the game on Saturday? I'm a little bit nervous actually. It's unusual for me for a Champions League match. However, a few things coming out, over the past few days. Obviously, Bellingham's going to Real Madrid. Least said on that, the better, really. That ship sailed. But what I'm more disappointed at is the stuff what's coming out with Gundo. It could be potentially, it's looking at it as if it's his last game in a City shirt for us. Now, I'm getting a little bit sick of this now. Are you? With is he staying? Is he going? Is he staying? Is he going? It's becoming too Yaya-esque for me. Anne-Marie, you kick off.
It's the kind of thing that should have been sorted way before now. That's my opinion on it. It shouldn't be left in the air. We should know one way or the other if he's staying or not. The same with Bernardo, because if they are going, which, I won't be happy about, but if they are going, we deserve to give them the send-off they deserve. And Absolutely. Both players have been fantastic servants to City. They've both scored some incredible and important goals for us and have given everything on and off the pitch for City. So as far as I'm concerned, we need to know, because you saw the send-off. I know Vinny didn't announce it until after the FA Cup final, but he had the parade then where we could show him what we thought of him. And also he had his testimonial. So these two definitely deserve some kind of send-off for what they've done for us. And I would have liked to have been able to say we know one way or the other before the game. If they are going, good luck to the two of them, because they've never let us down. I would be extremely disappointed in seeing Bernardo go, because I love Bernardo.
Anne-Marie, you're not getting a little bit fed up of his off the fieldy stuff? It's and for me, I always say that defines a legend for me. A legend conducts themselves well on and off the pitch.
I know, and I'm not aware of anything he's done that has reflected badly on the club off the pitch.
No, I'm not saying reflective badly off the. It's just all the sniping and stuff like that. He wants to go. Listen, if he wants to go, no.
Show me where, Andy. It's actually him saying he wants to go.
You look a bit uncomfortable. You've got splinters up your bum.
No, but how much of it is just paper talk? Don't try winding me up tonight, Andy. But how much of it is just paper talk?
And how much of it is him not coming out in saying, "Don't know what you're on about," like Aguero used to do, like Silva used to do, like.
And why is Gundogan not coming out and saying one way or the other?
He has actually come out and said he was interviewed last week and about his future, and he did say something on the lines of when he was asked if it's going to be his last game, he went, "Nothing's decided." So he said himself.
That's still clear as mud. And like as Anne-Marie said, why has City let him run his contract down?
I
So he
don't
leaves his brief.
decided. I don't believe that at all. I think they're not announcing anything till after Saturday. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So another one. I've heard as well. We've spoke about this for a number of weeks now about Sergio Gomez. It looks like he's going to be going to Burnley for around 20 million. Would you be happy with taking the money, or would you prefer it to be a loan deal?
I'd take the money.
Show me the money. So anyway, Anne-Marie, where's your tequila roast tonight?
No, work tomorrow. Can't do it tonight. Sorry, Andy. I made that mistake on Sunday.
Another one. Joking aside, it looks like Mahrez is being touted about going to Saudi Arabia. What is it with Saudi Arabia at the minute?
They're throwing money at it, Andy.
I know it's money, but you've got Mahrez, who's arguably still in, peak of his career. Ronaldo went okay; it was waning a little bit. I think it just rings. Yeah, money would be a great thing and stuff like that. But you looking like Messi now. He's going to Miami, so it just shows that I think there's more credibility going to America in the MLS than there is going to Saudi Arabia. Do you not think, Paddy?
No, not really. No, like comparing, say, Messi to Mahrez. Messi has his money made. He's been getting $1 million a week for God knows how long. So, like, he not be signing on the dole anytime soon. Mahrez has a chance, if true, to go to Saudi Arabia and earn a hell of a lot more than he's earning at City for the next 3, 4, 5 years and set him up for the rest of his life. So I understand that. Like if somebody give either of us an opportunity to say go to Dubai for 3 years and be set up financially for the rest of your days, we'd all snap their hands off.
I've missed the weather here though, mate, to be fair. Wouldn't you miss your swim?
Look at Benzema, £150 million contract. How can anyone turn that down? And with Messi in the MLS is they can have so many players, foreign players, that they can pay whatever they like to. That it doesn't show up on there.
No, I don't think it is. When Beckham got round it by having a stake in LA Galaxy, didn't he? So like he had because it's a big franchise. He had, whether it was pies being sold, whether it was a beer or anything like that, he got a percentage of everything.
I'm only going off what I heard on Sky tonight.
Oh, is it? Well, Sky, yeah. So listen, listen. The other one there is just let's hope Gundo stays, because he's the one for me who will still be a mainstay next season and be amongst it. Right. Let's kick off with a bit of the European stuff now. Well done, West Ham last night. However, a couple of the fans were absolute mindless morons with what they've done. Now, we touched upon that a little bit last night, didn't we, on Twitter, where every fan's got them, but it did. I just pray to God that there's nothing like that in Istanbul, because
I know, but we can hope and wish that, Andy. But you only need to look at Saturday. They score a penalty to go celebrate in front of our fans, and what happens? Lindelof gets hit by something. So we all have our minority of knobheads, and we have to just hope and pray that there's none of them there on Saturday, because it's the wrong impression that we're leaving.
It's not only that, there's a lot of stuff going on in Turkey at the minute as well, with one, because it was touch and go whether it was going to be, hosted in Istanbul. And on top of that, we're going to have the Italian ultras. I just hope everybody out there has got the wits about them and the return safe, because God forbid, Paddy, it could be a potential bloodbath out there, couldn't it?
Outside of the ground, yeah. the ultras will be out. Like they will be hunting the packs. That's what they do. How we safeguard ourselves amongst that is stay in, if there is designated areas, stay in them and be under police protection, because they are coming. It's as simple as that. But like as Anne-Marie says, I hope nothing from our side happens inside that ground, because it takes away West Ham won last night, but they are going to get heavily fined for what happened. The captain of the geez, I forget now how they were playing. They're going to get heavily fined for that. And it's through no fault of their own. You can't control knobheads. That knobhead could be stood beside you and throwing coins or throwing cigarette lighters or throwing whatever he wants. Who's going to stop him?
It's just. I just really fear for Saturday. As much as, listen, anybody who knows me, they know I'm not too fussed about the Champions League. You know, for one reason or another. Excuse me, but I'm really buzzing for Saturday. I don't know what it is. Normally, Champions League, even up to Real Madrid. Obviously, I always want City to win. You know, that's given. But normally, I'm just like pumped up for the Premier League or the FA Cup and stuff like that. But I'm really pumped up for the Champions League final, which I wasn't for the one against Chelsea a couple of years ago in Porto, Anne-Marie, and am I warm into it or?
No, I don't think it is necessarily that you're warm into it. I think what you're looking at and what you're seeing is what's at stake, the treble, and that's the thing that's got me, is the fact that what we could do is, for a club that 24 years ago was fighting our way out of Division 2, to be doing this is one hell of an achievement. And yes, people can throw the accusation that we've thrown money at it, but you can look at United. They've thrown money at their team for the last 10 years or more. And it's one thing having money and spending it, but it's a whole other ball game bringing in all these players and getting them to blend and play well together, which is what Pep has done. And what Pep's achieved with us is incredible. And I, for one, hope and pray that we do win on. I do believe we will win on Saturday. I think it's probably the best chance we've got of ever winning it. And I've been reminded this week, just thinking about it, my mum was a United fan, which I never held against her.
What?
Yes, I know. But I can remember how she was and how she reacted when United won their treble. And as big a blue as I am, I was happy for her, because at the time it was unheard of. So for her, I was happy. Not necessarily for United, but for her, I was happy. And I want to experience that this weekend. I want to be able to tell my nephews that are coming and watching the game with me, this is unbelievable what you're watching, what you've seen.
Where are you watching it, by the way?
I'm watching it at home with my dad. We've got
the reason why I ask, I was told, I don't, by a reliable source, that the event what City are putting on in town, over 18s.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
And honestly, over 18s. So you can't even go there watching it, hopefully celebrating with your kids. What is the point in that?
Well, it's even. I mean, I get why they've done it, but even there was a criteria for buying a ticket for it, wasn't there?
I don't know, because I didn't plan on going anyway. I just was told yesterday, and I thought, that's crazy. No wonder they've got something like 2,000 tickets left. Yeah,
but you had to have been to, I think it was 2 Champions League games. And there was, I mean, I think it's a free for all now regarding tickets, but that was the criteria initially. And I think obviously through no fault of City's, because of the concerts at the ground this weekend and that, they've missed a real opportunity.
Yeah, no, people can say it's not City's fault. You know, they've got concerts they'd have been booked a year, 2 years in advance and stuff like that. Not got a problem there, but City could have chosen a different venue where it was more family friendly. I just find it, Paddy, staggering that they're hosting something like that when it's just an over 18s.
Well, not alone that, I didn't know what Anne-Marie said there, that you had to have evidence you attended 2 Champions League matches. I just think that's just screwing fans over. What about the poor fan who can't afford to go to the game, but could turn up there and be amongst brothers and sisters in blue, watching history being created, if it's going to be created, and City have screwed us right over by saying, no, you can't come if you haven't been to a Champions League match.
I'm glad I've got that right, because it was something what I heard yesterday, and I just thought, no, surely City are not going to put an event on what's just going to be over 18s, and I just find that absolutely staggering, considering, you know, how many people potentially could be not going because they can't go because they want to spend it with the, with the kids and stuff like that. Because listen, if my kids are over 18, however, if they was under 18 and they had a choice of going to the venue to spend it with all City fans and stuff like that over 18, or spending it with my kids, it's my kids every day of the week.
That's why I'm watching it with my dad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's over 18, but he couldn't deal with that kind of a venue.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he took me to my first game. I'm not going to ditch him for a big game like this.
No, listen, it is what it is, and
but there's another.
My mouse went funny then, so I just
But there's another thing. If the rumours are true as well, that there's going to be no parade if we don't win on Saturday.
That's what I was coming to next. You've been doing these shows with me for too long.
Too long, yeah. That is, I kind of understand it in a way, because obviously, you know, it'll be hard if we do lose. It'll be hard to pick the lads up to enjoy, you know, the
okay, devil's advocate as you always do. You know I love playing on the show. Why would it be hard picking them up after winning a double?
Because I think their biggest aim this season has been the Champions League.
They got to the final. It's not a failure as such, Paddy, is it? You know, again, listen.
No,
I think City are also a little bit afraid of if the amount of people that are going over to Istanbul, how many people will be there for the parade and stuff like that? Because they've supposedly shortened it, haven't they?
West Ham says that today, that I think it was your man Tony Conley was giving out that they'd be still going through the Stansted customs when the parade was happening. But even to go back to the earlier point that Anne-Marie made, if we don't want it, and I think we will, I mean, I'm fully confident for the first time in a long time that City's going to win this match. But like, if we don't want it and there's no parade, we're not going to get a chance to say goodbye to Gundo and Silva if they are leaving.
And Mahrez for Anne-Marie.
Well, she'd leave her dad for that.
No, but to be honest, I can see both sides of it. However, you know, winning the double, that's a bloody achievement. That, you know, winning the double, you know, considering how far behind we was, etc. like that. The teams we've actually played in the FA Cup, because it's been a tough slog. It's been a tough slog in the FA Cup, and for us not to have a parade,
I just think that stinks. I really do think that. Are we so far up our own backsides that we can't celebrate one the double?
That's what I was going to say, Paddy. You know, is it an arrogance from City that it's only the double, or have they got concerns about fans travelling back? They won't be able to see. But listen, excuse me, if that's one of the concerns for City, but there's going to be fans in Istanbul who won't be able to see it. So what? They're in Istanbul, actually bloody watching it live. You know, I just find it a little bit meh, really.
Yeah, but even as you said there, only a double.
Yeah.
I mean, how many teams have done that down through the years?
And it's not only just the double; it's the three-peat as well. You know, so we're on the back of equaling the best. So like winning 3 Premier Leagues on the bounce. Not only that, we've done it with a double. We've got to the final of the Champions League, and for City not to put a parade on if we don't win the Champions League, it's a little bit for me.
Look, I know players have to rest, and they've had a hard season, and they've played a lot of matches, and there's international matches and stuff coming up. But we're talking one extra night of being on sitting on a bus or standing on a bus. Like it did. Look, I think it's a bit of a non-discussion because I do think we're going to win the treble anyway. But like, if we don't, and City don't celebrate that double, or as you say, don't even celebrate 1 and 3 Premier Leagues in a row, they're not the City I know.
It has left a bit people a little bit 50-50, hasn't it, Anne-Marie, really? I was expecting City to get more of a backlash.
And I think, because I'm not sure whether anything official's actually come out yet or whether it is just rumour. And I think that's why they've not had a backlash yet. But I'm sure that they will do. If it came out publicly, officially, from City that there would be no parade on Monday if we lost, then I think they will get a massive backlash.
I think
from the older fans, yes.
Yeah.
But from the younger fans who are complacent, who just expect to win everything, they probably couldn't care less. For the likes of us, who have been winning through thick and thin, that's where the backlash will come from.
Do you know what I think? I think even if we win the double, there will be a parade. Reason being, you just sort of like nailed it there, Anne-Marie, a little bit. You sort of stole my thunder, and it's scary, this. I think City have just put these little feelers out. Wonder how the fans had reacted if we didn't have a parade for a double. And there has been some negativity, towards City for it, but it's been unofficial. So I think City will be sitting back going, yeah, we better go ahead. Even if it's just the double, I think City will put a parade on.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: if United or Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal won a double, and they lost the Champions League final, do you think that they'd stay at home and they wouldn't put a parade on?
No, they put a parade on, mate.
Yeah, well, it's non-negotiable. One lose or draw, there have to be a parade. It's as simple as that.
So, totally agree, and I'm sure all three of us will be there, won't we, Paddy?
I'll be there in the spirit.
That spirit, is it Captain Morgan's and Fanta?
Yeah, Fanta.
No, but yeah, right. Let's get on to the match a little bit. Excuse me, still got a bit of a tickly cough from last weekend. All the shouting. So the lineup. I've done a bit of a graphic here because I'm trying to get a bit more professional in my old age. Do you see anything other than that? I think the only shout for me you could toss a coin at is Aki over Akanji, but I think Pep, for whatever reason, he's staying really loyal to Akanji, which I'm glad about. That's not necessarily the formation, but I think it's not going to be far out, that.
Yeah, I think that's the team.
Yeah, would agree with you.
Yeah. Because would you have it? Again, I'll throw cat amongst the pigeons here. Would you put Grealish on the bench, put Foden there? Because Foden looked a bit lively when he came on.
No.
No, you have to give Jack at least 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely agree. I'm glad you both said that, because for me that is a tried and trusted lineup. And I think we said on the last show. On Sunday. People now. Just get rid of that. People now, they more or less know City's best starting 11, don't they? Whereas a few months ago, we didn't know what Pep was going to throw at us.
Yeah, but you know the most important thing about that? Pep knows his best 11, and you just put them up there.
Yeah.
He's not going to tinker this time. Not a hope.
I think he more or less hinted on that, didn't he? That he's learnt from his mistakes. There was an interview, I don't know if it's ITV or BT or something like that the other night, and he was asked about about the Chelsea match, and I think he's more or less kicking himself that he knew leaving Rodri out that night was a huge mistake.
Yeah.
But when you go into, again, for those who are going to listen to it audio, it's probably not good what we've just done, just putting a video graphic up, is it? So let's go through it again. So starting 11 for us: Ederson in goal, Akanji on the left, Ruben Diaz, John Stones. Every time I say John Stones, what's in Johnny Stones? Kyle Walker, Rodri, Jack Grealish, Kevin De Bruyne, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva on the right, and the big Norwegian meat shield up front. As we say, that is the tried and trusted starting 11 in these big matches, isn't it, Anne-Marie?
It is, and it's been quite evident for probably about 2 months, really, because all the big games we've played, that has been our starting 11. And it's the right way to go. And I've got a feeling that Haaland will score a couple of goals on Saturday night.
Paddy, in it weird, like we know that's the normally if you put 6 City fans in a room and they say what's our strongest starting 11, normally there'd be a couple of people would argue, say you want Foden here or whoever. Everybody seems to agree now what our strongest 11 is, and I just find that now is that a good thing, or is it a good thing for the opposition, which could in turn be a bad thing for us? Or we've still got, it's okay knowing that our best 11, it's another thing trying to stop them.
Well, exactly. Well, that's what Mike Tyson used to say. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. That's our starting 11. That's our strongest starting 11. That's the 11 that won the league. And I know players come in and they were subbed in, but that's the 11 players that won the league. Plus the fact he gave Kyle Walker an extra day off to recover.
Yep.
So that's
it should be okay.
Starting.
Yeah, injury updates. There was no. I forget who was with. I know there was no Kyle Walker. I think it was a Kanji in training. But when Pep was asked about it, he said they should be fine. So I don't see any issues there, Anne-Marie, with that.
No.
With that starting 11. Have you got any concerns with the officials diving about? Because we saw last night.
It was atrocious.
Yeah, again, we saw in the Europa Cup final with Roma. I'm not being.
But it's a Mourinho team. I expect nothing less.
No, but to be fair, Fiorentina did it a lot last night as well.
They did.
But that's what they do. So you expect that from foreign teams. So
yeah, we expect it, but I'm just hoping on Saturday night when the match is finished, we're not talking about yet another VAR decision. We're not talking about a moment where play acting bad officiating has lost us the Champions League final, because, as I say, the Italians they'll be going out to do that, rolling over. The referee we've got is, I forget his name now, it's the Polish fella, isn't it? Touchwood normally is okay in a Champions League match, but this is Champions League final, Paddy. It's a different amount of pressure, isn't it?
I think, and I seriously believe this, we're far too clever for that. I think the players are far too clever. Like, we're talking about it here. Don't think that they're not having the same discussion. Now, I know Grealish and Haaland can be reactors. Like, we've seen Haaland lose the marbles, and we've seen Grealish lose the marbles. So I think that's going to be part of Pep's talk. These boys, if you blow on them, they're going to fall over. But if they don't have the ball, they can't fall over.
Absolutely, mate. I just, the game itself, I think we've just got to go, start positive, because in the FA Cup final, I don't think we played brilliantly. Whether that was subconsciously because they know what the enormity of what Saturday's going to be, but on the plus side, those boys played 90 minutes near as damn it together, didn't they? I thought Foden looked okay when he came on. So you're absolutely right about Grealish. That'd be Grealish more than Haaland. I think they could wind Grealish up because they know that he has got a tendency to react a little bit.
And I think if Pep sees that happening, he'll hook him and he'll put Foden on. Because look, these boys, as I say, I know I'm repeating myself, they're not stupid. They know what to expect. They know what's coming. It's just for us to rise above that, play our game, and I do think we'll have to beat them 2-4-0, because I can't see us getting any decisions. Like, if you judge that match last night, the West Ham match, I thought that referee was atrocious. I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
So, like, if he repeats, our guy repeats that performance on Saturday night, Jesus.
We've just, like you say, hopefully we're streetwise enough now, to recognise all this. Listen, I'd be very, very surprised if it's not part of Pep's talk, where, listen, the average fan like us, we can see what's potentially going to happen. So people like Pep are better qualified than us to almost guide them through the game, because quality-wise, we should on paper we should beat them. We should absolutely annihilate them on paper. It's the occasion itself, but not just the occasion itself for us, for Inter Milan as well, because although they've won 2 Champions Leagues in their history, and obviously we've not won any, those boys have not got a lot of Champions League experience, have they? Inter Milan, not all of them collectively. I know you've got the likes of Dzeko and stuff like that, who's done the rounds for a few clubs, like.
But that's what I think we're very good at now, is we don't play the occasion, we play the game. We've been in these games for the last X number of years. We know how to high-pressure games, high-stake games, and we've handled it because we don't play the occasion, we play the game.
Yeah.
I'd say Inter might play the occasion. If they do, that'll kind of fall into our hands, but we won't be. We'll go out there. Even if we go down 1 goal down, our guys are not going to panic.
No, and I think that's a really important thing, and it's one of listening to Pep, because they did a press conference before they came away, and he was saying about one of the key things is tempo, and for me, going into that game on Saturday, we go in with a positive attitude, and we keep our heads. We do what we need to do, concentrate on our game rather than their game, and do that, and nobody can beat us. That's my honest opinion.
As I say, for me to be getting a little bit giddy over the Champions League, you know, there must be some. I must be sensing something special there, like you said, Anne-Marie. You know, the actual enormity of the potential treble. I'll be sat with a few United fans as well on Saturday, so that should be very interesting.
Stay off TikTok and stay off Twitter.
And make sure you wash yourself. Make sure you wash yourself when you get home if you're amongst the United fans.
So I'm not even going to ask for a prediction for the match because Anne-Marie, are we going to win, Anne-Marie?
Yes, we are.
Look down that camera, Anne-Marie, and say, we are going to win.
We are going to win.
We are going to stuff them. So we are.
You've not promised me, though.
Andy, I promise you, we will win on Saturday.
See, that's good enough for me. That's really good enough for me. So,
have you ever gone to a high-stake game like this and felt so confident going back along?
Yeah.
Jeez, it's a long time since I've been this confident.
Last time was this confident. Last time was this confident. It's in the FA Cup final against Wigan. No, seriously though. No, I get what you're saying, Paddy. It's all like we're the machine, aren't we? We are the machine.
And we're going to take some stuff.
So, anything else from you guys before? Because the next time we'll be doing anything is on Sunday. So we'll either be victorious or
depressed.
But we're going to be victorious because Anne-Marie has promised us.
Yep.
Right. Well,
for anybody who's still got to go out to Istanbul, have a safe journey, stay safe, and enjoy the occasion.
Yeah, and don't isolate each other. Stay together.
Yeah. Safety in numbers because, as we said earlier, it's potentially a bloodbath out there. But yeah, all the Blues either out there or travelling out there, stay safe. Right, guys. It is to Sunday when we'll do it all again. What have you got there? 3?
3. Treble.
Oh, right. 3, right. And you've promised me now, Anne-Marie, so there. Right. Have a brilliant Friday, guys, but hopefully you'll have an absolutely better Saturday. Thanks for joining us, as always, Anne-Marie and Paddy. Until next
Thanks, Andy.
Sunday, have a great week. Bye now.